back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So forgive me if there's a little bit of an echo, but this room is fucking echoey. Tiled floor, rendered ceiling, brick walls, it's going to be a little bit echoey. So we're in Antigua, Guatemala at the moment, and I can tell you this right now, it is 1,000 times better than Guatemala City. Guatemala City is officially the worst city I've ever been in. There's literally nothing to do there, and the threat of violence seems to be palpable. We were in the safe area as well. So if you're thinking about going to Guatemala City, fucking forget about it. Antigua is fucking cool. It's sort of a little bit like Portugal. You've got the cobblestone streets, you got the colourful fucking buildings, you got the expat sort of cunts, and fucking, I tell you what, it is pretty fucking expensive here as well. I don't know how backpackers do it anymore. I suppose it's doable. The thing is, if you just get takeaway beers from the local stores, drink in a hostel, just snack on cheap food, you could still do it pretty cheap. I think it's because we've gone up a couple of levels, because you can't be a fucking backpacker all your life, can you? You've got a wife now, you've got kids, you're not even fucking drinking, so who gives a fuck? I'm starting to realize drinking and getting fucked up was 98% of the reason I did any traveling whatsoever. Traveling is fucking amazing if you're getting drunk all the time. You just walk into any bar, sit down, and get hammered until something happens. And that's a rule for life as well. If you want something to happen, just sit in any bar, in any corner of the world, anywhere. This happens. This is a rule. And just drink, and eventually something amazing will happen. Something amazing will happen. That's why it's so hard to quit drinking, because fun shit happens. It's like a universal law or some shit. So last night I was doing the podcast and my wife went out. She went out drinking, and I fucking eventually turn up to the place she was at. It was some sports bar. It was fucking pumping, and I was still feeling fucking shit. Not sick or anything anymore, just fucking exhausted and couldn't be fucked. And I walk into this bar, and she's made friends with a couple of gay dudes from Costa Rica, and she's having a fucking good old time. And then I come to the bar and sit down next to her, and the conversation between her and the Costa Ricans stop. I'm sitting there, I'm pretty quiet. I'm watching the fucking basketball on the screen. Basically, I walked in and ruined her good time. I think she's starting to learn the universal rule as well. You just sit somewhere and start drinking and shit will happen. She's out there now again. When we started this trip, I was like, I need to do the potty. And she's like, I'll just wait in the lobby. I'm like, just go out for a drink. Just sit in a bar. She's like, no, I don't like doing that by myself. Now, today, she was like, I'm just going to go to the bar. Are you going to do your potty? Are you going to do your podcast now? I'm like, why don't you just sit in the foyer of the hotel? Like, you can just... She's like, nah, I'll go somewhere better than that. But yeah, it's fucking expensive here. You're talking like 15 Australian dollars per meal, up to 20. It makes a difference when you're in Australian dollars now and US dollars. The Australian dollar is so weak that the fucking conversion starts fucking being a bit brutal. If you're earning and living in US dollars and you come here, you are absolutely fucking loving life. But we're 30% off, 32% actually. 68 US cents to a fucking Australian dollar. That sucks balls. But yeah, this fucking traveling, it's changed so much. There doesn't seem to be that backpacker vibe at all anymore. Like the hostels seem to have disappeared. I've seen a couple, but I poked my head in. There's no people in there. And getting around is just so fucking easy now. When you've got your phone, you've got GPS, you've got fucking Uber. Everything is so fucking easy. And then you turn up to a town, and if you've got no friends, you just jump on Tinder or something and get some fucking puss that way. There's no effort anymore. You don't have to work for it anymore. I remember when I started traveling. So when did I go away first? Like 2003 or 4 or something? 2004, I think it was, to Thailand. And you would see dudes who went to Thailand in like the 90s and shit think that we had it easy because we had like a Lonely Planet and shit. They were like, it was so much better back then. And I believed them as well. I was like, yeah, it probably was, but I'm young now and I don't really give a fuck about when you were young. How does that sound, cunt? And in 2003 and 4 is still a lot fucking harder than it is now. That was the beauty of it. You didn't know what the fuck was going on. And you couldn't fucking just sit on your phone and while your time away doing nothing because there were no phones. You had to fucking get out there. You had to get amongst it and start meeting people. I did most of my travels by myself. After about a week or 10 days of not speaking to anyone or having like a meaningful human conversation or interaction, you start feeling it. You're like, holy shit, I need to get out in the world. I need to throw myself into this. And that's what you do. You just walk into a bar, you fucking sit down and you just start drinking and you let the world come to you. I can't do that anymore. So it's good to see my wife is carrying on the flame. I haven't even got a message from her. Where are you? And I've taken like way longer than I was meant to. Usually it would be like, where the fuck are you? Why are you taking so fucking long? Now, fucking no peep from her. Haven't heard boo. But anyway, I'm going to go out there now and fucking destroy her night. This is actually the best night of the year for Australians. Christmas Eve is the absolute fucking pinnacle. So if there's any Australians out there, they're going to be fucking frothing tonight. I would be frothing as well if I could find a black tea anywhere in this whole fucking city. I'm down to like 8 bags and they don't sell it anywhere. So it's Christmas Eve. I might take a couple of fucking bags out with me. Get some agua caliente. That's hot water for you fucking plebs. Anyway, I'm fucking out of here. That'll do, and I'll see you the fuck later.